Welcome to another episode of the Good Kraken podcast. It is episode 187. I am your host, Devin Stanford, aka Brevin the Dude, and I am joined today by the one and only, and the only other one today, my lovely little cherry blossom, Garrick Bartholomew. Garrick Eaton, how you doing?
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Dude, I'm chilling, man. I'm just really fucking glad it's the weekend. And I am finally just going to get to hang out and play some video games and watch some really, really fucking awesome TV. And it's good stuff all around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, so Monster Hunter after this? Yeah.
100% Monster Hunter
100%
after this. Shit.
Yeah. Dude, it's been a while since you and I have done a one-on-one show together. You know, it's like this might get a little sensual today.
It has been been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of thinking to myself when I was doing introductions just now, I was like sitting there, I was like, man, we really do just introduce Garrick as Garrick Bartholomew Eaton all the time. And it's
dude, it's actually done wonders for me because if you Google me now, my Twitter doesn't come up, and I love that because my Twitter is under Garrick Bartholomew Eaton. Like I completely adapted it. Like that's my online name. That's who I am now.
No, I understand completely because I have a government name that I never use publicly. So I understand this completely.
Yeah. So just like, nope, that's who I am. This is who I am online. Like it's a close adjacent to my real name. Sure. But like, it is just different enough that it works for me. I like it.
Yeah.
Like I've completely adapted it. I was like, nope, this is a real thing now. This is who I am.
Yep.
So Garrick B. Eaton, and I fucking do, and it's true, to me. It really is, because Garrick do be eaten, dog. I fucking literally just ate some canes before the show started. Shit, like so fucking straight up.
Okay. Serious question. How many times a week do you have Raisin Canes?
I don't want to talk. Don't do that to me.
No, I
don't
need to know.
Fucking put me on the spot. I do probably 2 to 3 times a week. If I'm in if money's good and right, everything's paid up, I'm all happy. 2 to 3 times a week, Canes, easy. 2 to 3 times.
Like I feel like it's been one of those things, right? I feel like every time we've like gotten on Discord to like play games or like do a podcast, and like it's either right before we play games, it's like, hey man, I gotta go get food, or it's like right after we get done with the podcast before we can do something else, you're like, hey man, I gotta go get food. And I'm
it's a thing.
I can count at least 3 or 4 times this last week you've gotten canes.
Dude, I fucking love canes, dog.
but
there's a reason it's called a caniac combo, because that's what I order.
I feel like we're beating around the bush though. Like, how many times though?
No, dude, it really is. Like, if I had to average it out, it's about 2 to 3 times a week, like straight up. That's probably about my average.
No, I did have Taco Bell last night. They have a new chicken burrito, like value menu one.
Oh yeah, the chili verde one.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all right. It's not bad. Okay. It's not anything super duper special. I've seen better from T-Bell recently, but you know.
Yeah, I like the Chipotle ranch chicken one. With the
of course, dude.
rice.
Just get some rice in that, and you're good to go, man.
That's a good tummy filler, you know. But you want to know what's also a good tummy filler is A Thief's End, Wakanda Forever, the best shows to not exist, and much, much more. Because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast times. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to our Discord, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and soon have early access before episodes go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. That's right. That's right. I was going to say, you're the only one. You're obligated today. But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime. And we would love for you to give that to us to help us keep pushing out content for all of you listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel, searching Good Kraken with an exclamation point, and leaving a review there.
I feel also, Devin, don't forget to put your mic back where it originally was because you adjusted it last night on the stream.
I did put it back. I already did that.
Oh, okay, cool. Just as a reminder.
Yeah. Listen, Linda. I am smarter than the average person sometimes. Just sometimes. Okay.
Just sometimes.
Okay. Just sometimes. You know, I'm gonna try this eye contact little beta filter that they put here in NVIDIA broadcast. Have you seen that yet? Have you seen that,
dude? I've heard it's no. Don't use that. It's gonna be weird.
Let's just see. It's
gonna be weird.
So, like we have to test it. Don't forget to turn your mic up. Am I not loud enough for you, Ernell? Is this not loud enough? Because I got some input going on right here. I do. That's for dang sure. Like there is some loudness here, but maybe if I do this. How's that for you? How's that for all y'all listening? Garrick!
How does that tickle your pickle?
We got some captain's orders! Guys, we are changing things up this week. This Tuesday, we are not doing content because Monday, January 30th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Join us because we are going to be doing our live reactions to Khalif Adams' very own The Spawnies. That will be on twitch.tv/Spawn on Me is where you will get the hard stream, and we will be streaming it at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show right here, 6 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. Come hang out. Do it.
Mm-hmm. Be sure to go to The Spawnies and cast your votes too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Guys, this episode will be released on Monday instead of tomorrow. Ernell is taking a personal day. He does our little upload and video editing. So for all you audio listeners out there, sorry. But guys,
he's taking care of himself. So
exactly.
Y'all live.
Yeah, y'all live. I'm also gonna be upgrading his PC this weekend for him. So he's gonna Shark Daddy getting a new GPU. That's all we got for captain's orders. Get it! What do we got next, buddy?
What's up?
What do we got next?
Oh, just our little itty bitty news segment there where we're going to be reading some stuff for you today. The Helm.
My guy. I forgot to put the Helm thing in here. So we're the Helm, guys. But for real, Garrick, what accent did you just capture? Your Midwest white right there?
Yeah, I just channeled my Midwest white real hard for a second was all.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It's pretty good. Like that was pretty on point, you know. So why don't you read our first story for us?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because there's things happening over at Naughty Dog. Because Naughty Dog, moving on from Uncharted, open to Last of Us Part 3 if it has a compelling story. This is coming from Victoria Kennedy at Eurogamer. In her interview with BuzzFeed, the developer acknowledged fans are eager to hear more about the prospects of a third story in its Last of Us series. However, Druckmann was keen to stress that just because something is successful, it doesn't necessarily mean it needs a sequel. Druckmann stated Naughty Dog is in a very privileged position with Sony, but the publishers supporting the studio every step of the way to follow its passions, meaning it wasn't feeling any pressure to make a sequel. Druckmann explained, for us, Uncharted was insanely successful. Uncharted 4 was one of our best-selling games, and we were able to put our final brushstrokes on that story and say that we're done, we're moving on. It is a little unclear here if Druckmann means that there will be no more Uncharted games at all, or if it infers that Nathan Drake's story, which concluded in A Thief's End, after all, Uncharted's The Lost Stories Legacy, was a standalone expansion after A Thief's End, and followed the story of Chloe Fraser and Nadine Ross as they search the Tusk of Ganesh for the Tusk of Ganesh. Drake was only mentioned in passing. Additionally, it could be Druckmann meant that Naughty Dog as a studio is done with the Uncharted series, meaning others could pick it up down the line. If that does happen to be the case, it wouldn't be the first time a studio other than Naughty Dog developed an Uncharted game, with Ben's studio developing spin-offs for Fight for Fortune, a digital card game, and Golden Abyss for the PlayStation Vita. Back to the BuzzFeed interview, The Last of Us Druckmann reiterated that Naughty Dog is open to developing Part 3, but only if the team can come up with a compelling story that has this universal message and statement about love. Something it did with Parts 1 and 2. With The Last of Us, it is up to us whether we want to continue it or not. If we can't come up with something, we have a strong ending with Part 2, and that will be the end, Druckmann finished. While Part 3 may be up in the air for now, Naughty Dog is currently working on becoming The Last of Us, the upcoming Last of Us multiplayer release, So far, we only have concept art for this game. However, the developer has assured us that we will hear more about its ambitious release later this year.
Ooh. So you think we're gonna get an announcement at the around Summer Games Fest / E3 this season about this, you think? Or do you think we're going to be waiting
Possibly.
till
I think
Game
it actually
Awards?
will be more likely. Oh, no. I think just because they do have such a privileged position, as they put it, with Sony, I wouldn't be surprised if any of their next bigger content releases kind of end up on a state of play, actually.
I mean, like time frame wise, when the yeah,
okay.
because we do know that historically the state of plays are usually during the Summer Games Fest time frame, right?
Yeah, they are around that same time frame. Yeah, so I guess if time frame wise, yeah, probably this summer.
Yeah, so like between June and July is what I'm thinking. You think? Does that sound
maybe even
right?
maybe August, even like at the latest. Like I think we'll be hearing a little bit something more. I think though, with just the way things are kind of headed, because there is the Last of Us series premiering right now on HBO Max, right? I think they're just going to be giving all of their news and media attention to the series that will run its course, and then there'll be some time for that to breathe, and then we'll get the next announcement for anything game related.
Yeah, I'm excited, and we're definitely going to talk a little bit more about that show later, but especially with the season 1 review once that is concluded.
Geez, yeah, I'll be excited. I'm going to be really, really, really excited to talk about this show.
Yeah, and I feel like there's enough lore in that world where they can continue and do different stories within that world too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I would definitely like to see that. So do you have any ideas? Actually, you've never played The Last of Us, haven't you?
I bet say this is kind of I'm not familiar. I haven't really played any of Naughty Dog's games. I never even played Uncharted. But I've never played an Uncharted game, and I'm actually, and if they have other works, which I'm sure they do, I'm not necessarily familiar with those either. I'm not very familiar with Naughty Dog's games. My first really dive into this, like any of their stuff, is watching the Last of Us series so far. I played a little bit of the Last of Us, I guess part 1. I guess it is what it's called now. I think it was the remaster when I played it, or it was the remaster version of the game. And I got, I think maybe to like the first really big clicker encounter, and like I wasn't all that mechanically with the game up until that point, and I was just like, nope, this ain't for me.
That's disappointing. Good game. So you never played like Crash Bandicoot? You never played Jack and Daxter or Jak 2 or
Nope.
Jak 3?
I mean, I played a little bit of Crash, but I've never played a Jak and Daxter game.
Yeah.
I never had because these guys were so Sony driven. I didn't really I didn't get a PlayStation 2 until like it was like the end of its like console. I didn't have a current console until the PlayStation 4.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I was always behind growing up, so like I missed on
But
hella shit.
a lot of the Uncharted games came out on the PS4.
Yeah, and see, like, but those like, Uncharted, like they kind of looked so Tomb Raider ish to me that, and I was just like, that's not for me. Like I didn't like it
Mm.
wasn't into like that sort of genre of game.
I think you would have fun diving into those sometimes. Definitely worth it. Um,
I think I have a
but
couple just because of like PlayStation Plus.
yeah, I'd like almost recommend, especially Telu, man. Especially Telu. I'd recommend doing
I
it.
am considering now that I'm watching the show going back and giving it another try.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I think it would be worth your time personally. It's like it's one of those games that I marathon through because it was so good. You know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on to our next story here. Angela Bassett becomes first Marvel actor to be nominated for an Oscar. This is coming from Aiden King over at Collider. Bassett was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role as Queen Ramonda in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And fans couldn't be happier. If there was any performance in the MCU that had audiences and critics alike singing their praises, it was Bassett's. From even the first trailers for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, fans were admiring Bassett's performance, and the final product did not disappoint. Her performance in the film also recently earned her a BAFTA nomination and won her a Critics' Choice Award at the Golden Globes. This is actually the actress' second Academy Award nomination. She was first nominated for Best Actress in 1993 for her performance in the Tina Turner biopic, What's Love Got to Do with It? Bassett is also
About
known
that.
for her performances in acclaimed films like The Contact and Malcolm X. She is also beloved for her roles in hit series like American Horror Story and 911. Her more recent roles include Wendell and Wild. Good, not a bad movie. Not a bad movie, actually. Gunpowder Milkshake, also a really fun movie. And Soul, also a good movie.
Also,
There's good movies.
keep
Anyways,
making bangers.
exactly. Part of what makes Bassett's performance in the film so moving and powerful is knowing the real life story behind it. After the original Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman tragically passed away in 2020, the sequel was reworked to be a loving tribute to the actor. Bassett used her very real emotions and grief to give a performance that hardly left a dry eye in the theater. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever was directed by Ryan Coogler off of a script he wrote with Joe Robert Cole. While the MCU has received various Academy Award nominations on the technical side, this is the first acting one, marking a huge milestone. It also marks the Black Panther series within the MCU the most successful. The original Black Panther is so far the only film in the franchise to actually win at the awards show, winning Best Score, Costume Design, and Production Design in 2019. You can watch Bassett's moving performance in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever when it becomes available to stream on Disney Plus February 1st. Yo, that movie,
Dude,
was a tearjerker. Not gonna lie.
dude, I almost want to cry just thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I loved that. I loved that film. I'm so very excited for it to come to Disney Plus this week, this coming Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And Bassett absolutely deserves this nomination. And like absolutely the strongest performance in the film. It well deserved, just all around well deserved.
100%. Like, you can really like see the emotion in her too. Like you can feel it as well. And that was a kind of a hard movie to watch. Out of like, you can tell how much of a tribute that movie was, you know.
Oh yeah, no, that shit was very real for all of them.
Yeah, I mean, to them we lost an icon, role model, right? To them, they lost their friend. You know, so yeah, that's a hard thing to go through, and I think it was very well deserved. And yeah, I look forward to see what kind of performances we're going to be getting forward with the franchises. And I don't know about you, I've actually been rewatching the MCU from the very beginning. Yeah.
Just starting to finish that bad boy, huh? Just working your way. It's been a minute since I've done that. I did that like they're in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah. We
got so much more since then. All the way through, dude. I've only seen Endgame once.
I think I saw that 4 times in theaters.
I think I've only seen it once.
I went to different theaters. Wow. Yeah. I saw opening night Endgame. God, what theater did I see that at? I think I saw it at Clackamas, but I went and saw it like a couple days later at Baghdad Theater, which is the McMinimans one in Southeast. Oh, it's so good. Like I saw it twice in there because you also get McMinimans food.
Dude, I saw Black Panther 4 times in theaters.
Yeah. Good movies. Well deserved. Angela Bassett's a fantastic actress, and she deserves it. She's always put a lot into her roles, and I feel like she's always delivered very well.
100%. Yeah, this is just awesome. It's just nice to see that like this film is going to be getting some nominations, and that actors are going to be getting some nominations, because I feel like the Black Panther franchise has been some of the strongest showings the MCU's had.
Oh, 100%. 100%. There are some that are above it to me, but it's up there. Like both entries are up there in the top 10, definitely. Because we're over 30 different films and series now, right?
It's the count is getting really high. That is for damn sure.
Yeah. Well, Garrick, bring us back into Naughty Dog, why don't you?
Oh yes, absolutely. Because HBO's The Last of Us is renewed for season 2. Let's fucking go. This is coming from Ryan Dinsdale at IGN. The Last of Us has officially been renewed for season 2. HBO announced today. It follows a debut that was watched by 22 million viewers domestically and quickly became a hot topic on social media. Following the announcement, executive producer and Naughty Dog co-president Neil Druckmann has confirmed in a tweet that the second season will follow The Last of Us Part 2's game. Just as the show's first season is based on the original The Last of Us game, later rebranded as Part 1, rumblings of a second season were already underway despite only 2 episodes having aired. Led by star Bella Ramsey, who said a renewal was likely if viewership remains high. Episode 2 pulling in 22% more viewers in its opening night than Episode 1. That's unfucking precedented. That never happens. The largest week 2 audience growth for any HBO original drama ever was seemingly enough to convince the network to lock in a second season. I'm humbled, honored, and frankly overwhelmed that so many people have tuned in and connected with our retelling of Joel and Ellie's journey, said Druckmann. The collaboration of Craig Mazin, our incredible cast and crew, and HBO exceeded my already high expectations. Now we have the absolute pleasure of being able to do it again with Season 2. On behalf of everyone at Naughty Dog and PlayStation, thank you. Fellow executive producer Craig Mazin added, I'm grateful to Neil Druckmann and HBO for our partnership, and even more grateful to the millions of people who have joined us in this journey. The audience has given us the chance to continue, and as a fan of the characters and world Neil and Naughty Dog created, I couldn't be more ready to dive back in. The first episode of The Last of Us was uploaded to YouTube for free ahead of the Season 2 announcement, as HBO looks to draw in even more viewers to its adaptation. While this show has remained largely faithful to the original PlayStation game, it has also not been afraid to shake things up, and fans can see how the story of Joel and Ellie continues alongside Nick Offerman's Bill in Episode 3 on January 29th. So obviously we're gonna be skirting a little bit as we talk about this, right, Devin? Because we're saving our review for the end of the season. But if I may, I will start off by saying, as somebody who has not played the games, but is an avid fan of the undead and the post-apocalyptic and zombie-esque stories which this very much is, this just shits all over The Walking Dead. And Devin, are you muted?
I am muted.
Oh.
I was just gonna say it exceeds The Walking Dead. It even kind of has like the same like cinematography that The Walking Dead has.
Yeah, it presents itself in a very similar light. But this is just so much better. And the fact that this, like in this article, they just said you can go watch the first episode for free right now on YouTube if you don't have HBO Max. Go do that. Just go do that. Go do that. If you are not watching this show, you're making a legitimate mistake. Normally, I always like am not the one to overhype like cultural zeitgeist sort of shows. Like, but this one absolutely deserves your attention.
100%. It is by far just one of the best post-apocalyptic experiences that I have had watching any TV show.
Yeah, and the deviations they're making with the story to make it like screen friendly as opposed to video game friendly have all been incredibly well received in my opinion and well done. And this is definitely a story where the humans are the real monsters. Like that's what it comes down to. The humans are the real monsters. And just like they said previously in the previous article, it is ultimately a story about the human condition and love, and it's amazing content. Yeah, and you should go watch it.
It really is. The whole concept of the show is about humanity and whether it's still relevant, it still exists or not, and it's just fantastic based off of that. The performances too that are being given by not just the main cast but everybody are believable as well. Yes. So I recommend it. And as somebody who is an avid fan of the game, it's right there. It is right there. It is. You get the same emotion.
And I think that's all. And I think that's all we'll say on it for now.
Exactly. So with that being said, what is also good is our next segment that we're going into. But before we get into our next segment, I want to remind everybody that they can support us over on our Discord, where soon you can get early access to this episode before it goes public. You can write into the show and you can get this content ad free. But if you're hearing this, you probably aren't on our Discord. So for now, here is a word from our sponsors.
This piece of good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide mousepads. The world is changing and the demand for PC gaming and work from home setups has never been as wild as it is right now. Having the best of the best in PC accessories only makes it easier to get your work done before you jump right back into the fray of the digital sea. And Glide knows exactly how to make that happen for you. Glide Mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get that next win. Now, if you're like me and you spend a lot of time in your command center, whether it's streaming, editing, or designing, you need a quality mousepad that can keep up with that constant grind. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use code KRAKEN for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN, Kraken, for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepad today.
Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. Late nights are pretty much commonplace for us content creators, and any of us here at GK can attest that sometimes you're just too damn tired to even think about how not to be tired any longer. Lucky for us, though, Rogue has figured out how to give those late nights and even earlier mornings the supercharge that we all need. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve the in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators around the globe. Check it. We have been drinking the ever-living crap out of this stuff. If I'll be completely honest with you, me, Devin, Garrick, Xander, Raven, Genesee, all of us here at GK absolutely adore this drink. It helps us in the mornings, helps us in the evenings. You guys know how it is. We've been going on about this forever, and it is no exception now. It's still taking care of us to this day. You can head on over to rogueenergy.com and use code G for 10% off your purchase of any shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That's GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub that you'd like. Now, back to the show.
Garrick. All right. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the Good Kraken Show. We are going into our next segment. Garrick, hit him with it.
Oh, you better protect your neck, because we're headed to the gallows.
What are noises?
Sounds. I don't know.
Sounds. All right,
Sounds.
Y'all. Today, we are talking about a fun little subject. And please, if you're in chat, feel free to be a part of this conversation, because we are talking about shows that never should have been canceled. Ever.
And why it's Firefly.
Everybody, yeah. Yeah, everybody can agree. Everybody that can agree to that. It's definitely Firefly, 100%. Like it's Firefly. Yeah. Yeah, even Bill Spit Chaps, we're talking about Firefly.
Exactly. So, I was thinking, do we want to do Ernell's list first or last?
Yeah, let's do his list first.
Let's see what Ernell has to say about shows that just shouldn't have been canceled.
Ernell did write in to the show today. He wrote in just like you guys could do if you subscribe at Twitch and then go to our Discord, and then there is a submissions tab on there for all you subscribers. So definitely do that. Guys, Ernell did say Firefly, and the reason why it should have not been canceled. Nathan Fillion's arrival to our hearts started here, and he never got the justice he deserved. Firefly was a pinnacle in sci-fi, giving us a deep space adventure epic that was taken away just as quickly as it captivated us millennials in our ripe childhood. I agree. I love that show. Mm-hmm. When I found out about it, I binged it start to finish. I think I watched it all in one day. Actually, yep. I think I was like sick.
And then home. You cried, and then you realized Serenity.
Hey, we're back. Sorry about that. Hi, Whoops. Welcome to the chat room. Girlsmith, how I fell in love with Alan Treat. Guys, my computer just decided to restart out of nowhere. I have no idea why. No idea.
Go fuck yourself.
It really did. It just said, "Hey, Devin, I know you just upgraded a bunch of stuff, and I know that everything's supposed to run way better. Fuck you.
Here's some tech problems."
Fuck you, Devin, is what my computer just said. But that's okay, because we're here. Guys, we are in our conversation about shows that should have never been canceled. And we were mentioning Ernell's first write-in with Firefly. So
yes,
yeah, dude, Serenity. It's a good movie, but it wasn't as good as the show, in my opinion.
No, it didn't. It wasn't, and yeah, you're right. Like it didn't. I get it why they did it, and it gave us like a little bit of closure. But I was like, it wasn't this. It just wasn't the same. I wanted more of the television show. It like that. That should have been like a 6th seasoner at least.
Oh yeah, or at least 4 like very well thought out seasons.
It's good ones, yeah. No wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad Nathan Fillion got to go on to do a million other fucking things because of this show. And same with Alan Tudyk. Like he got to go on and do a million other fucking things because of this show. But like, damn, I wish Serenity just wasn't the conclusion that we wanted.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. And I will say, Nathan Fillion did become an extremely prominent voice actor because of his role in that TV show, though. He did.
He got around like into a lot of projects.
Speaking,
and then
he's
done so many television shows. It's like since then.
Yeah, fantastic performance. Ernell's second write-in is a show that was actually on my list as well. Heroes. Does this even need an explanation? The perfect combination of cheesy and over the top was met with Hayden Panettiere, rise to stardom, and Masi Oka's heartwarming innocence, giving us one of the most incredible takes on superhero media we've ever gotten. Save the Cheerleader, Save the World is still, to this day, such a social phenomena that we all know exactly where it came from. Yo, this was actually one of my favorite TV shows, and I watched this every single time they came out with a new episode on the day. Like, this was my thing. I went from watching another show that I'm going to talk about later to watching this show, like, every weekend with my parents and my brother. We'd always make, it was always like Sunday night pizza, or like we're making nachos and we're watching Heroes and this other show I'm going to talk about. Yeah. And like growing up, like in middle school and high school with that was a great experience. It was a great experience. But Hero in the show Heroes, fantastic character, character. Probably one of my favorites.
Heroes.
Oh my God!
I've never watched Heroes.
Oh, no, it's right up your alley.
I know it is, dude. I know it's literally exactly the kind of fucking TV I watch. I never watch.
It's teen drama with violent superheroes and villains. It's exactly your
like
show.
All my favorite things.
Yeah. How?
Dude, I don't know.
Shame him.
Okay, yeah, you can shame me, dude. You want to know what makes it even worse?
What?
Is my wife rewatches it regularly.
And you still haven't. Your wife even said, "Hey, this is a good show."
Oh, dude, yeah, no, she was because I was discussing with her because my wife, I watch TV but like I play a lot more video games than I do watch TV. I do watch a lot of TV though, but my wife watches hell of fucking TV. So I bounced a lot of these topics off of in my picks off of hers because she watches so much. I was like, oh yeah, I agree with this one. So, but no, maybe it's time. I probably should eventually watch Heroes.
You should. You know what show I did that? I will mention the show because it didn't get canceled. It actually just came to a good conclusion. For me, it was Battlestar Galactica because I came in on like season 3.
Oh, the reboot?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that either.
It's right up your alley.
I know it is, Devin. God. I only have so much time. He's so disappointed in me right now.
As they come out.
He's so disappointed. I know. I'm doing that with The Last of Us. I wasn't gonna, but now I am, okay? I'm being good with this one.
Yeah, because episodes are anywhere from 60 to 120 minutes long. You better.
Yeah, dude, fucking yeah. You got to stay on the current with that shit.
Yeah. Heroes is great. I really recommend it. The pacing can sometimes be kind of slow in that show, and you can tell it was kind of budget constraints.
I'm okay with slow shows.
Yeah, because like you can tell it was kind of from budget constraints. Like, how are you gonna do like superpowers? And this is before the days of like Marvel, like MCU. Like we maybe had like X-Men and like the first Spider-Man and the bad Hulk movie. you know what I mean?
Right, but it wasn't prevalent in TV, save for like, I think Smallville was out around that time, but that was different. That was like a little differently done. And
even with Smallville, there was like barely any like superpower stuff and most of it, right?
Yeah, it was pretty toned down because of money reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's definitely that era of TV, because
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, there's other prominent TV things going on, but yeah, you should watch that. Ernell's number one write-in for shows that should have not been canceled is Lie to Me. Tim Roth's original magnum opus came in the form of a House meets Medium mashup about a world-renowned lie detection expert that is contracted by the government agencies to help them solve heinous crimes. The show was incredibly clever, witty, quirky, and all the right ways, and single-handedly popularized behavioral psychology. To this day, I see Tim Roth and I can't help but see him as Cal Lightman, another character who never got a chance.
Yep. Yeah, dude, that fucking show was gas. That was on my list. I'm glad I had some fucking extras in the wings, because god damn it or no, you picked some fucking good ones.
Yeah, I mean, Heroes was on my list, so...
Yeah, dude, no, Lie to Me is such an incredible piece of content. That was probably one of my favorite like crime drama shows. I liked that more than I liked like Criminal Minds. Criminal Minds is pretty dope. Yeah, dude, like that shit was like Lie to Me was so good. And like it was like it had the pseudoscience vibe, but like they presented it to you in like just a plausible enough way that if you descended just the teeny tiniest bit of belief, you're like, this motherfucker's so good. He's got him. Oh, every episode he's fucking got him. Yep. Like, dude, I loved it. Just watching him crack and watching him just like unravel that shit through body language was just the most fascinating thing in the world to me. I loved this show so much, Devin. It is actually one of the things that contributed to my career path. Like, that's why I do behavioral. That's why I do behavioral things, is because of this show.
That's interesting.
Yeah, dude, I was obsessed with Lie to Me. I loved it. It was so interesting to me. And so now I just do something akin to like the real world version of it. It's crazy.
Man. So like I never watched this show.
This was a good one if you really enjoyed if you like NCIS or like those like crime like Law and Order, like, you know, Criminal Minds, any of those. It takes that, but it like or The Mentalist. Did you ever watch The Mentalist?
No, but I have watched shows that are similar after you explaining the concept, which I do have one on my list that I'm definitely bringing up today. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Damn, good picks or no? Good picks or no?
Yeah, good picks. Well, what's your number 3? What's your number 3 show that should have
I gotta reevaluate my lists here. I think my number 3 show is gonna have to be The Librarians.
Ooh, you know, fun fact about that before you start talking about it is our very own Hulk Brogan used to work in production on The Librarians when it was being filmed.
Really?
This piece of
Wait, what?
The browser didn't work because everything crashed and.
Because everything. Oh yeah. Well, it's all right. It's okay. We can just chat about it.
But yeah, this is a cool show, and
I loved it.
You know, in the show, you know, the entrance to the library, you know where that was? It was underneath the St. John's Bridge in Portland.
Dude, that is so wild. That's so wild.
Yeah, they filmed the show in
so
Portland.
For anybody who hasn't seen this show, The Librarians was like it was like a sci-fi like fantasy, like it was kind of sci-fi, kind of fantasy, like a little bit like it's just fiction, right? It was like an adventure fiction where the librarians were a secret society of like individuals that were tasked from this, that, or other paths of walks of life. They all kind of got sucked into this, and they're tasked with going out into the world and like retrieving ancient like artifacts, like the King Arthur's crown and the sword and the stone, you know, like the Ark of the Covenant, like weird that sort of shit, right? Like just like folklore and mythological objects, things that you heard about in like fairy tales and stories growing up. and like they are tasked with going out and retrieving those from the world and then bringing them back to the library so that mankind so no longer do any harm with them. And I just loved the concept so much. It was just a fun show.
Yeah, I didn't finish the show for what was out there, but I definitely spent some time watching it.
So. Yeah, it got 4 seasons. I think it was about 40 episodes or so. So just about 10. I think it was like 10 episodes a season, just about. And it was I just loved the concept. I love anything where like it has anything to do where it blends like the concept of our reality being on like adjacent to something a little bit more, right? And that it's just kind of like it's just hidden in plain sight. It's such a fun concept that like this just showed just absolutely did it for me.
Yeah, no, good pick. I actually have a similar number 3 pick. Are you ready?
All right, hit me with it.
So my number 3 pick is the TV series Grimm. Actually,
Grimm, huh?
Yeah. Grimm. I loved this show. There's a big point in my life where I was watching this and Supernatural at the same time.
Yes, dude. Grimm was filmed out in the Pacific Northwest, wasn't it?
It was all filmed in Portland, actually. And here's
I was gonna be like, I remember that.
Yeah, Portland detective Nick Burkhard, descended from a long line of warriors known as Grimms, defends his city from magical creatures known as Weezin, which were part human and part animal. Fighting alongside his partner Hank, colleague Sergeant Wu, and friends Monroe and Rosalie, Nick faces off against internal and external forces, including his police captain Sean Renard. So in this story, they brought a lot of folklore creatures and blended them in with this whole race that they invented for the show. You got werewolves, right. You got all sorts of things like, and this show, it was just like, I'm sick at home. I'm gonna drink my tea and eat my soup, and I'm gonna binge this show till there's no more to watch or till I fall asleep. It
definitely seemed like it was one of those shows. I watched a little.
Well, that's not
fuck
good.
Us, right?
Yeah, you can't have anything nice. Nothing nice. Apparently,
damn
it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like you throw money into something and upgrade everything, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm going to be difficult, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw you out the window. Except I'm not, but I want to.
But God damn it, if I fucking could, I would right now.
Yeah. If I had the disposable income too, oh yeah, this thing I would hit it with my car.
You'd be out.
Yeah, I'd hit you with my car.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, Grimm, fun show. I liked it.
Damn it.
Garrick, what is your number 2 show that should have not been canceled?
My number 2 show. Dude, I'm realizing I definitely have like a flavor of television show on here that got canceled.
It checks out. It checks out very hard.
Because my next show that I definitely think absolutely did not deserve to be canceled was a TV show named Fringe.
Oh, okay, good choice. Honestly, Garrick, I think I'm starting to notice a theme between both of our picks, actually. But yeah, no, Fringe was good.
And I was
Fringe
just like,
really
fuck,
good.
this is also like another like fictional like crime drama sort of show.
Yeah.
And this one is called Fringe because the concept of the show deals with what people call fringe sciences, things that are not well understood or are generally dismissed as fucking crackpot wacko bullshit. And this show delves into that and says, but what if some of that crackpot wacko bullshit or this other fringe science that was misunderstood was like tapped into in a way that was detrimental to mankind? And basically it revolves around a father and a son and this like task force that gets contracted with police departments and government contractors, and they go around and they are like discovering things out in the world that are these dangerous sort of pseudosciences. I'm going to pull up like an example of one. And then they essentially like solve the crimes around them. And I don't know, it just like it almost kind of has like the same sort of concept to me as like The Librarian, because like it uses like a lot of mythology and taps into like that other world like sort of thing where like it's very X-Files, right? Like it's definitely like Fringe is a very X-Files experience. And this was one of J.J. Abrams like earlier like executive works, which I think is why it was really stand out, because J.J. Abrams kind of has like a flavor for this sort of show. But it's just like I love supernatural dramas, I guess. I'm just really into that shit. But it basically it follows the like this task force by the FBI and this doctor who's essentially a mad scientist, right? And his son, who's just like this jack of all trades sort of guy. And they go around and they're tasked by the FBI. Oh, and his dad was like in prison for basically being one of these people they're trying to go out and capture.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like a criminal liaison essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, dude. It was just one of the most interesting television shows out there at the time. I love the like the darker science fiction sort of stuff. Anything that taps into that other world, X-Files, like deep sci-fi sort of experience is just something I always thoroughly enjoyed. This and the who Anna Torv was one of the main cast of this show, who plays Tess in The Last of Us. That was another mention. So there were some really strong performances. Joshua Jack played, who was actually from Dawson's Creek, played the son. So like there was a lot of really prominent stars. And the real star of the show, which was Dr. Walter Bishop, was John Noble, who plays the I can't remember the title. He was the king in power of Gondor in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, right?
Oh,
and yeah, so it's got some fucking good actors in this show, man. Like it's got some really, really powerful, and you know, Lance Reddick is in it, dude. It's like Lance Reddick's like their FBI boss. Like this show has some really, really incredible performances, and it was like a stellar cast. It lasted 5 seasons and it got 100 episodes. Don't get me wrong, but like I just felt like I could have seen more. They could have kept going with it, and I would have eaten it up.
I have a question. So on shows that I picked shows that didn't have conclusions, right? Do you feel like the show might have gotten a good conclusion to it out of the seasons?
No, because they started doing some weird parallel universe bullshit at the end, and it was one of those things where it left more questions than answers, and it was really frustrating because the timeline starts to get a little jumbly in this show because of the sciences they touch on and like the sort of fiction they deal with. I think this is what ultimately it caused the show's downfall, is it started to get just a touch convoluted, and it ended up kind of eating itself. And you're just like, shit, I see why this. And so the show put itself in a position where it couldn't have like a good resolution, which is why it ended up where it did. So like, I wish if they would have like, if J.J. Abrams kind of would have had some hindsight on his writing, I feel like the show could have gone on a little bit longer, and I would have absolutely enjoyed it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I only watched the first season of that show. I didn't watch the rest of it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, given that it's 5 seasons and it got 100 episodes within those 5 seasons, it's a pretty lengthy show. So, but it was damn. I just loved the hell out of it.
Nice. My number 2 show that I think that shouldn't have got canceled because it did not have a conclusion to it at all. Was even as weird as it got, because I was a sucker for the weird shit. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix.
Fuck, this was my number one. Because they did a bullshit ending only because they knew it was getting canceled, and I was like, what the fuck was this?
Yeah, I loved this show, dude. I loved it. And like I feel like Wednesday is like its spiritual successor now, right? Like it's almost got that same vibe.
It's tapping into the same energy for me. Which is why I'm here for it. But dude, I loved Sabrina. Like, oh man,
it was
I understood why it was so niche for people, man, because like it went straight Hail Satan from the get-go, right? And like I was just like, all right, fuck it, let's see where this goes.
Oh, Hail Satan,
yeah, dude. It was just like I loved this show. Yeah, dude. I was so pissed with they did the show dirty.
They did the show real dirty. I had so much fun watching that show, with all the like how they dove into like the witchcraft and the demons and all that, and like how violent it was. It's exactly how the world of Sabrina should be, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude, it was just. Oh, I ate that shit up, man. Dude, that show was just so fucking dark and so interesting, and like all of the witchcraft in it felt like so genuine, like, you know, like they really did, like they felt like they put a lot of like love and homework into like the way they were presenting it to the show. It was god, it was amazing. And like the school was so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah,
I loved like the set design and like the dreary little town. Dude, it was just awesome. I think the only part of that show that irritated me was Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey was annoying as hell. Sorry for getting up and checking. One of my neighbors decided to start cutting down one of their trees all of a sudden. So if you guys hear any noise, I apologize.
Just like, what was that?
Yeah.
But no, you're not picking anything up, so you're good, I think.
That's good. Because I just hear out there just, and I'm just like, God damn it.
You're like, what the hell?
Yeah. Pam being the bad guy felt appropriate.
Dude, yeah. Oh god, such a good show.
Yeah, it's a great show. Now, we're on to our number ones, and I'm sorry I just stole your number one, but
I have another one that that I could put on the list just so we got another one to kind of chat about, because I do have one that I felt just got done real fucking dirty. And then they almost backtracked it a little bit in Multiverse of Madness. Those motherfuckers. Agent Carter, man.
Yeah. Agent Carter's great. Ask
2 seasons was not enough.
Yep. Ask Girlspit about Agent Carter.
Dude, it was just like, and they retconned it like a teeny tiny bit by bringing her back as Cap, right, in Multiverse of Madness, and which was awesome, and I liked it. And I was just like, that wasn't enough. And then you did her dirty again by giving her that bullshit fucking line. She shouldn't have said that shit, but I digress. And then, but dude, Agent Carter was just such a good show. It was like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I actually liked that better. It was just so, and it was like a similar concept, right? They were going out and they were finding the superhuman and getting into that sort of the world, right?
Yeah.
So it's the first season took place. It's by the way, so Agent Carter takes place during World War II, or just after World War II, I guess technically. Where it's about Peggy Carter from the first Avenger film, and it takes place. It's she works in, I think, New York, and she works with Howard Stark, and they are going around and essentially seeking out the superhuman, and the metahuman and like the X-Men and the mutants, and like they don't address it as any of that, but that's the shit they're looking for, right? When you boil it down to without using those words, like they're seeking out those superhuman, those superhero like individuals. Yes, exactly. And like trying to bring them into various programs in the fold, et cetera, and doing the same thing by stopping those villainous aspects that present themselves throughout the course of the show as well. And dude, it was just once again an amazing show. An amazingly wasted show because they just
essentially because it is multiverse. So like, is it retconned?
See, I know, yeah. So like it's there, but it's still not there, right? And so like it just leaves it out in the open. And I'm so glad that it's at least available on Disney Plus now, because it actually wasn't for a minute. It wasn't one of the shows that originally made it on there. And like this show, it got 2 seasons. They were just like, nope, we're just done with it. There was no real rhyme or reason to the cancellation, except for I think maybe viewership was just kind of dipping in favor of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they were kind of running adjacent to each other. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think people liked Agent Coulson's character a little bit better. I was just here for... No, don't get me wrong, me too. But I loved that this was like a period piece. And it kind of gave it like a spark of flavor and interest that some of the other like modern superhero shows just didn't have, and it made it interesting.
Yeah, no, it's a good pick. It's a good pick. I've been debating about rewatching that actually, especially since I'm on my Marvel kick right now.
Yeah, you should slip it in there.
Yeah. I'm not too far in. I just did Iron Man, so it's like, yeah, no.
It's only 18 freaking episodes.
Yeah. All right. My number 1 pick is another Netflix show that got canceled.
Which one would be that?
And that show is Mindhunter.
Oh, dude, see, I heard some interesting things about this lately. That they haven't it just yet. They're waiting
because
they're hiatusing it because everybody's busy, which honestly might as well fucking mean the goddamn thing is canceled.
Yeah, because everything I'm seeing is saying it's canceled.
So yeah, dude, it's essentially, but the thing is, it's in Netflix limbo, man, and I'll allow this because like Netflix limbo's that's a rough place for a TV show to be in, right? Like especially when they just don't announce whether or not it's going to be canceled, and they've done that with some other project, and then announced that they weren't going to do anything with it like a couple of years later, right? They're like, oh yeah, by the way, this isn't coming back, and you're like, fuck, we've been waiting.
Arrested Development.
Yes, dude, I am terrified that that's exactly what's going to happen with this show, because Mindhunter is fucking incredible.
Yeah, Mindhunter is incredible. Mindhunter is that HBO drama that is somehow not on HBO. 100%.
They definitely tapped into that quality of writing with this one. It was really well made.
Yeah. Well, if this is in limbo, I do have one more edition, actually. So True Detective actually has a season 4 that's coming out. That I just read an article on Rolling Stone from June with saying that it is in production and writing right now. So good show. But speaking of HBO, I will resend my Limbo show, and we will talk about one show known as Westworld, who got the chopping block.
Dude.
Westworld is
hard.
Like just not even a maybe, just nope, we're done. And that show was a successful show too. Like fantastic show, great writing, great acting, some great casting in that show too, by the way. And just the whole like concept of cybernetics and AI and what it is to be a human or not to be. Just fantastic.
Yeah, the show, like I just like the show reminded me of like the Detroit Become Human like video game. I saw a lot of, which is obviously like what that game was based off of Westworld, because this is a remake of the original Westworld, right? But yeah, dude, it was a shame that this ended up getting canceled too. And I think a lot of it resulted with like just the way that I think a lot of the audience received the fourth season. Like there was just kind of a lot like, and I didn't watch the fourth season. I never made it that
Which
far.
is hilarious,
but I think that was
me. Because, like, we get True Blood getting, like, 7 seasons, right? Like,
right, dude. And then you see clips from that show, and you're like, who the fuck's watching this?
I mean, I watched all of it. I did.
But at what point were you just like, I'm in it, might as well finish it, because like that shit got ridiculous.
It got weird. They were going to like Fairyland and like all this other bullshit. I was like,
it was getting a little out there. Yeah,
I thought it was vamps.
But no, dude, like this, and the concept of this show was just so much more interesting than like, True Blood. And then they're just like, nah, we're just gonna cut it short. And like, I think the bummer part was like the showrunners and like the actors were not expecting this cancellation either.
No, they weren't.
They were very shocked. If from what I recall, they were just like, we didn't know. And like, and then they were just like, "Oh yeah, we're also just gonna chop it off of HBO Max, and it's just gonna be gone forever. You're not gonna be able to find it on our streaming platforms anymore."
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm hoping somebody like Netflix picks it up, or like Amazon.
Yeah, it's just like, it just seems so damn weird. Like they just cut it off so hard.
Okay, Girl Spit Chat. Also, Fargo was great, but I think it's also in Limbo Land. Never mind, Fargo 5 is coming.
That got renewed for a season 5.
That first season though, with Billy Bob Thornton and oh my god, why am I forgetting his name?
Chris Rock. Or who the fuck was in it? No.
He's in Black Panther too. Martin. You know what I'm talking about? Guy with gray hair. Smaller guy. He plays the CIA agent in Wakanda Forever.
Shit, what is his name?
Oh, I'm forgetting. I'm having a blank.
Chris Rock did do a season of Fargo though, right? I'm not fucking crazy.
Not the first season. Not the first
but
season.
He did do one. Martin Freeman.
Yeah, Martin Freeman. Yeah. He's fantastic in that. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I'm a pleb. So what? I smoke weed. I forget things.
I fucking Googled it because I couldn't remember. Like, I was like, it's an anthology series. I don't remember who shows up where.
Yeah. I love Fargo. I'm glad that shit's canceled. It's a great show. But yeah, I feel like all of these shows are very
HBO.
Yeah, all of these were very deserving into at least getting a closure season, right? Like, give me a final closure season. Like, give me season 5 of Westworld and round off the story. Give me seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of Firefly. You know what I mean?
Right? So exactly. Serenity wasn't it, man. It didn't do it.
Yeah. It's sad to see that. It's sad to see good stories not be told as they should be. So
yeah.
And if you're really gonna cancel an IP, just fucking sell that IP for cheap and let other people conduct those stories.
Yeah, for real. Don't just cut it out of existence forever. Fucking Netflix with their bullshit article from the other day saying they've never canceled a successful show. Bullshit.
You canceled one of the most successful comedies of all time, Arrested Development. Boom.
Yeah. Fucking dummies. And Sabrina had at least another fucking season. At least another season.
Los Spookies was canceled. I don't even know what that is.
Dude, and you want to know what? And you fucking you canceled Sabrina, and yet Big Mouth is still getting season after season. God damn, that chaps my ass.
Yeah. That sounds like a line that they would say in Big Mouth too. That chaps my ass.
Yeah, it is. Fucking stupid show.
It's only because there's so many famous comedians that are behind that show, probably.
That's 100% why. And they got that Netflix poll because comedians at Netflix are all partnered up now.
Yeah, they are. Well, I really want to revisit some of these shows, actually. What about you?
Yeah, I think I have some to revisit, and I have some that I need to watch for the first time. I think I'll go back and maybe I'll finish Grimm. What was there for Grimm? And I think I'll Heroes will be watched sometime.
I recommend watching
Quit
Heroes.
Canceling good TV shows.
I actually will say, like, I would almost want to watch Heroes with you through Discord if we can do that at some point.
I'd be down. That'd be like if we did it during summertime. That'd be like we can just watch the whole show.
That's a great summertime show, actually. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
We'll plan it. We'll make plans.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch it.
Let us know what shows you think that should have not been canceled. You can go into our Discord. We got a media chat in there. Post trailers, post your comments, your concerns about shows that might be canceled. Let's talk about it, because I know there's some shows that I'm afraid that might get canceled that I do not want to get canceled. So, like, please bring back Rings of Power for season 2.
Oh God, yeah! Don't cancel that shit, please.
Yeah,
please, no.
Yeah. Especially because there was some mixed reviews on that. I liked it, but guys,
I loved it.
This next week we have some fun things going on. Like we said earlier, Monday we are doing our live reaction to the Spawnies. That'll be at 6 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. So be here or be square, or be a circle, or a rectangle, or a triangle, whatever the fuck you want to be. I don't really care. Just be here. Tuesday, no content, guys. We are taking the day off. Since we are doing Monday content, we are giving our Tuesdays a break. And that's only for this week. But I will be back this Wednesday to do another episode of 7th Brevin, as I will be continuing my playthrough of the Dead Space remake, because that game is fucking gas. It is so good. I played it more last night. It's so fun.
Oh, dude, that doesn't shock me at all.
Yeah, like
you were so fucking into that shit last night.
Yeah, I'm sure you noticed as I was getting into it, I was just like I wasn't even scared. I was like,
Oh yeah, dude, you were absolutely enjoying the shit out of yourself. So I'm really excited that you get to play it again on Wednesday.
Yeah, you should definitely get that game when you can. I recommend it. The story is so good so far. I am liking the little changes that they've made with it and the additional dialogue they've thrown in. There are some parts of the game that it looks like they use like the same exact texturing, but just like HDR-ified it, and I noticed it a little bit, but at the same time, like the original Dead Space still held up really well. It still was a beautiful looking game for what
I've heard it still looks really well.
But I will say this is exactly what a remake should be. Exactly what a remake should be. So I'm enjoying it.
Fuck yeah.
Thursday, we are doing another episode of the Shipwreck Show live, and that will also be at 7 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. Come hang out. Last week was a fucking chaotic show. We had Tosca Miri from Team Tosca and Virus on the show, and it got wild. It got real. It got wild again. We got that video up on our YouTube, so go to our YouTube if you want to watch it. Yeah, and we also have audio in podcast services. So that was a fun one. Friday, we are continuing our playthroughs of Monster Hunter Rise, which I'm excited about because I know we're going to go play it right after the show anyway. So
hell yeah, we are.
But this game, I did not expect myself to enjoy it as much as I have, to the point where I am now playing it by myself, and I'm going out and just doing like the expeditions. Just go out and get myself items, so that way I don't have to worry about time limits and hunt monsters that way.
Yeah, you just go gather things, and then just to do some village hunts on your own to progress and get some new recipes for your shop, dude. It's all about it. I'm all about it. Love me some Monster Hunter.
Yeah. That'll also be at 7 p.m. West Coast, Best Coast time. I know it'll be me and Garrick. I know Ernell will be there. And I think we just need to check and see who else is going to join us, because I know
we can scrounge up a fourth for sure.
Yeah. I know we have about 5 other people who want to play this game. So come hang out. Saturday, we're doing another episode of the GK podcast. Guys, can the MCU keep it up? We've been getting a lot of content from them between TV specials, series, movies. there's been some mixed reviews on
things
that they've been popping out recently, but there's also been some really great things we've got from them. So we're going to talk more about that this next weekend. And please let us know your thoughts about what movies got canceled and shouldn't have been, because this has been the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to our Discord where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and soon have early access before episodes go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea. Yarg. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation point and leaving a review there. We got to get going, but until next time, make sure your shit
stop canceling good TV.
Yeah, stop canceling good TV. And my computer, specifically Devin's computer, needs to stop having light aneurysms and shutting off.
Yeah, figure your fucking shit out, Devin's computer.
Yeah, figure it out, Devin's computer. It's like Devin needs to figure it out, apparently. All right, guys, have a good one. Love y'all.